Hey guys, so we are here today to talk about Ofra Cosmetics. I'm actually shocked because this happened kind of middle of the week, last week, and I'm shocked because I haven't seen a lot of videos about this, and that's kind of why I make a lot of my content, is because I think more people need to be talking about these brands. And a lot of the information I find comes from Twitter or certain tea pages I follow on Instagram. And if you're not on Twitter or on Instagram, you miss it, especially Twitter. Twitter is where all the tea happens. And so I feel like a lot of people will be, clueless to what's going on, and I want to educate as many people as possible because I don't want to support brands that suck. So before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel every Tuesday and Thursday, and you should stick around. We do commentary, we do curvy girl style. I will have an H&M try-on haul coming next week. I'll have another commentary video coming up later this week, and another commentary video on this, like an expansion of this subject that I will talk about later. So subscribe, there's lots of tea here. So where to begin? So a couple days ago, a screenshot came out on Twitter of Ofra, from Ofra's personal Instagram. And it was a picture of, I believe, her husband, who I think his name is David. He was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. He had an American flag in the background, and he was doing the OK white supremacy symbol. And the caption of the Instagram was, "We love you, Donald," with a heart. And this was from Ofra's Instagram account. The account is Ofra Giotto. And that's the owner of Ofra. If you didn't know, her name is Ofra. That's why it's called Ofra Cosmetics. So a girl retweeted or posted it. Her Twitter handle is apracat444, and she said, "At Ofra Cosmetics, is this your owner?" And so people were rightfully so upset. A couple years ago, there was a scandal where Ofra was found to be liking either Donald Trump tweets or tweets in support of Donald Trump, and when this came out, Ofra claimed that they were hacked, which is the classic claim of many beauty brands, is, "Oh, we were hacked." But like, obviously you can't prove that, so it's hard to know from where, so it kind of just died down. But now that this Instagram has surfaced, a lot of people are like, okay, so do you support Trump? And so Ofra put out a statement on Twitter, which is their least followed platform, that says, "Ofra Beauties, our mission as a brand has always been to unite through the universal voice of beauty and makeup." What does that mean? "As a worldwide company, we do not discriminate against any race, religion, nationality, gender, or political affiliation, and only wish to spread peace and positivity." So if you read that statement and you're like me, you're like, that's a non-statement. You didn't say anything. All you said was, "We don't discriminate." But here's the thing. Let me preface this by saying that if you're a Trump supporter, you can just leave now because you're not going to like what I have to say. But Trump supporters support and rationalize and allow homophobia, racism, sexism, white supremacy, and so many other things I can't talk about right now. I mean, like undermining democracy being one of them. So if you support Donald Trump, you support those things. And many people don't want to support brands or people that support Trump. I talked about this a lot during my Amanda Ensing videos. I still get hate on those videos from Trump supporters, but it's whatever. Personally, as a human being, my money is my money. I work hard for it, and I want to spend it on people that reflect my values. I do not want to support influencers that support Donald Trump, that don't support basic human rights for other people, that are anti-vaxxers, that support white supremacy in any way, shape, or form. That's my perspective and my prerogative. You as a Trump supporter can do whatever the fuck you want. That's the whole freedom thing you guys are always going on about. But me personally, do not want to support that. Not even a little bit. So when I see brands that are supporting Trump, I want to distance myself from them. And this is what I love about Trump supporters. So a lot of these brands and influencers who are Trump supporters are too pussy to actually tell the world that they are Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, shouldn't you be loud and proud about it? Isn't that your whole thing? You're like anti-cancel culture and you don't care. But the issue is, people know that the general public, the overall consensus, the popular vote, is against Trump. And so they want to, behind the scenes, vote to take away human rights for minority groups but also take your money in front of the scenes. And I'm not about that, and many people aren't about that. And that statement is bullshit. And also the fact that they put in there that they don't discriminate against political affiliation. Here's the thing. I've said this once and I will say it a million times. There is a big difference between conservatives and Trump supporters. Republicans and Trump supporters. There are your basic Republicans who are like, we don't, like, I guess their political views are like taxes. But then there's your far-right extremist Republicans that believe the election was stolen, that don't believe in Black Lives Matter, that don't believe that gay people should have rights, that are trying to take away abortion rights for women. And those people are trash. If you're one of those people, I don't fucking care. Don't come to my video. Don't leave your bullshit in my comments. I think you're trash. If you think I'm trash, cool, go away. Like, that's my personal perspective, is that if you don't believe in human rights for all people, I don't care about you and I don't want to support you. And that statement that they posted was just a clear example of that. Now, Here for the Tea posted a screenshot of a, I think it was an Instagram DM conversation between one of her followers and Ofra. And so it says, they basically, the person actually wasn't just a follower, they were an influencer, and they said, thanks for the products and packages you've given me, but from now on, I can no longer stand by a brand who openly supports a racist, homophobic, sexist, ignorant human. Ofra is supposed to believe in inclusion and diversity, but how is that possible if you support someone who stands for the complete opposite? Etc., etc. And Ofra's response was this: thank you for messaging us about it. That picture circulating is a picture that was posted in December of 2016 imitating Trump prior to him being inaugurated. We as a brand do not take political stances or support Trump. If you have seen any tweets claiming we liked Trump's tweets in 2019, please note this was not by us. We had an employee that resigned and was logged into our Twitter account from her personal phone and liked Trump tweets, which we then got legal involved. We have a copy of the letter as well to prove we have not liked Trump tweets, which, like, okay. Like, here's the thing. No one cares about Trump, you liking Trump tweets. We care about whether or not you support Trump. And what's interesting here is that it says, we as a brand do not support Trump. But, like, yeah, sure, your brand may not have a political affiliation, but Ofra, the owner of the brand, and her husband, who I believe are, like, the vice president of the brand, do have political affiliations. And me spending my money on Ofra goes directly into their pockets. So as a consumer, I have every right to know what your political affiliations are. They go on to say, she basically goes on to be like, you mean to tell me the photo is supposed to be imitating Trump, but the caption clearly says, we love you, Trump. I'm having a hard time believing that you do not support Trump when this was posted by the owner literally stating they love Trump. Also, if you don't support Trump, why own Trump merch? These are all valid questions that I would love to have answers to, but they don't answer her. They just say, we respect your opinion, understand your perspective. We don't take any political stance as a brand nor discriminate against any gender, race, or political affiliation. And it's like, okay, great, that's fantastic. But your owners do discriminate by supporting Trump, just straight up. And then they posted another statement because the first one didn't go over well and people were eating them alive. And they said, we're sorry for any hurt or pain caused by an image that is circulating from 2016 of one of our owners. Any hand gestures in the image were not meant with malice and were not meant to reflect any white supremacist values. We are internally discussing the course of action. Please know we are in no way trying to sweep this situation under the rug. At our company, we have all types of races, ethnicities, and genders, and our diverse political beliefs are not reflected in our brand's goal to spread beauty and positivity. So there was discourse going on Twitter about whether or not this was a symbol of white supremacy back in 2016. Jen Love's Reviews was at the center of this discourse. She kept talking about how she was going to do her research and do a video on Sunday, which, like, are you using this to get views on your video? Because that's kind of fucked up. And also she had a collab with Ofra. And I do want to talk about the Jen Loves Reviews situation, but it's a much larger situation, and I kind of want to do an entire video on, like, Jen Loves Reviews and her history, because I believe this has become a pattern for her. Now, you know, we had the AOC incidents. I believe she had an incident with Jackie Aina a couple years ago, and she keeps talking about how she's growing and learning, but she keeps doing the same shit over and over again. So I'm going to do a whole video on Jen Loves Reviews. I just haven't had the time to do my full research, especially because she did delete her AOC videos, so I have to do a little bit of sleuthing for that. So I will probably work on that over the next week, and I will have this up the following week because I have another video planned for Thursday of this week. It's a whole thing. But regardless, here's my thing. You want to debate about the white supremacist symbol? Be my fucking guest. There are facts and proof that this symbol has been kind of taken in by white supremacist groups on the internet long before the 2016 election. and it had been widely popularized in 2016. It wasn't really acknowledged publicly until 2017, but that's the whole point of having something that is secretive to your kind of countercultural group, is that the general public doesn't know about it until later on. But even hand symbol aside, your owner is still supporting President Trump. And you can say that you as a brand do not have political affiliations, but there are countless records of David, the owner's husband, donating to the Trump campaign. So Here for the Tea posted a donation, $100 to the Trump Make America Great campaign on March 9th, 2020. He is the CEO, he is the vice president of Ofra Cosmetics. There's also other contributions he's made. I saw one he made to I think it was Victoria Fox, who's a Republican in Florida, so like a more local candidate. And in the donation he made to Victoria Fox, it actually says there his employment is Ofra Cosmetics, so this is just further confirmation that this is the same person from Ofra making donations to the Trump campaign. The same girl who posted the original picture from Instagram onto Twitter, Apricot444, posted that on June 9th, 2020 was the date that George Floyd was laid to rest, the day of his funeral, and on that exact same date, David Gato, who is Ofra's husband, donated $75 to the Trump campaign. Is this a coincidence? Maybe. Is this proof that he did it on purpose for this reason? No, but it's just something to consider. And, you know, I just want Trump supporters to say it with their fucking chest. If you really believe in supporting Trump and you really believe that he is the savior of the fucking world and that you want him to be your president, say it with your fucking chest. I don't want you to be hiding behind and then being like, oh, we don't have any political affiliation, when you clearly do. You donated to the Trump campaign. You believe in the things he believes in. And if that's what you believe in, why are you trying to hide from it? Isn't your whole thing supposed to be that you don't care about cancel culture, that you don't care about us liberal snowflakes with our sensitive little feelings? If that was true, say it with your chest, keep the same energy, tell us all about it. But no, instead you hide behind your husband's donation so it's not in your name, and you hope that no one finds out, and you post it on your personal Instagram and hope no one sees it. And then when it comes to light, you're like, oh, that wasn't us. But it was. You support Trump. The facts are undeniable. And it's up to consumers to decide if they want to spend money on a company that supports Trump. And let me tell you, the general consensus is no. If you're a Trump supporter, feel free to go sprinkle all your money into Ofra's bank account. But I personally have no intentions to ever purchase from Ofra again. I haven't bought from them in a couple of years. I think I have their highlight collab with Dupe That, and I also have a couple liquid lipsticks. But other than that, I want nothing to do with brands who support Trump. Just straight up, not my vibes. People on the right will call this cancel culture because I'm gonna say let's cancel Ofra, but it's not cancel culture, it's accountability culture. And it's the free market that Trump supporters and the right are always so, you know, that they want to hold so dearly to. If cake makers have the right to discriminate against selling a cake to a gay couple, I have the right to sit on what little platform that I have on the internet and tell you to not support Ofra Cosmetics because they support Trump and they support hate. And that's the free market and that's the free speech, and we all have that right. And I just think that the way Ofra handled this was absolute trash. They're trying to hide and say that as a brand they don't have political affiliations when it's very clear that they do have political affiliations, that the literal owners are supporting Trump. And like, that doesn't surprise me. So many corporations, really, so many corporations are run by rich white people who support Trump because they're rich white people and also because of taxes. But I literally don't care. I don't care what your reasoning is. I don't care that it's not your brand's political perspective. What I care is that the owners of your brand support Trump and I don't want to support you anymore. And I think that everyone has that right. And I'm making this video because, like I said, a lot of people didn't see it on Twitter, they didn't see it on Instagram, and they deserve to know the truth about Ofra Cosmetics. I believe since that last statement, which was like the middle of last week, they haven't made another statement. When I'm editing this video, if I see any updates, I will let you guys know. Editing Kayla here. So as I was editing this video, I saw that Manny posted an update about Ofra Cosmetics. In his latest video, he was talking about the Ofra situation and said that he reached out to Ofra and that they told him that David is going to be stepping down as vice president. They will be announcing it sometime. I haven't seen an announcement yet. And I guess I'm just going to put this out here as more information to you guys. What do you think about that? Personally, what I also read on here for the T's comment section is that David and Ofra are no longer married. However, Ofra is the one who posted the picture on her Instagram page back in 2016. And so while David was the one making the donations, I find it very hard to believe that she didn't also share these views, and maybe she didn't donate herself, but that doesn't mean that she's not a Trump supporter. And keep in mind, like I said, she is the one that that posted this on her personal Instagram page. So I think a lot of people are putting all the blame on David and kind of separating Ofra from it, but she is just as much as involved as David was. I feel like they're using him as kind of the fall guy. And also, I'll be interested to know what stepping down means, because I have a feeling that Ofra is or that David is part owner of the company. And even if he steps down from his position, he will still be making profit and making proceeds from this company. So to me personally, I don't think that's as much of a step in the right direction as some people might think. I'd love to know what you guys think down below, but I just think this is kind of just a cop-out, and they've just chosen David as the face, as the scapegoat, and they're going to push him aside and hope that this clears everything up. But to me personally, I don't think it does. I think that Ofra is just as much to blame here, and I also think that David's still probably going to end up making money off of Ofra, and as long as he's making money, I don't want to spend money there. A couple influencers have called them out. There's influencers that have current collabs with them that are like trying to tread lightly, which I understand because they're probably in contracts. But Nikki Tutorials did call them out and said that she stands against everything they stand for, and she needs to talk to them about what she can do about her collabs. Because like, you're literally working with people who support the left. You're working with a woman who is a trans woman, and you support Trump. That's so fucked up. It's very clear that you're just using these people for their platforms while voting against them behind their back, which is absolutely fucked. You have literally made probably millions of dollars off of Nikki Tutorials, who is a trans woman, and then behind her back you are voting to take away the rights of other trans people. That's fucked, and you deserve to be canceled for that. And I think that people should stop supporting Ofra Cosmetics, and that's just what I believe in. Call it cancel culture, call it whatever you want. I call it that I just get to spend my money how I want to spend my money, and I don't want to spend my money on these people. So I would love to know what you guys think down below. Do you believe that shopping with your, like, kind of voting with your dollar is important? I understand that not everyone is able to do that, but I do really think that in the makeup industry especially, it's very easy to vote with your dollar because it's such a saturated market and there's so many different options. And Ofra Cosmetics isn't that cheap, so I don't think it's gonna hurt anybody to find some Ofra Cosmetics dupes and move on with their life, because they're not that great. They have like that one highlighter everyone likes, but I'm sure there are dupes out there. Don't waste your money on these people. And yeah, that's my perspective. Let me know down below what you guys think. Were you surprised by this? Did you already kind of believe this because of the liking of the Trump tweets in the past? And what did you think about their trash ash response? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!